Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I'm wearing sunglasses today because I've got ocular rosacea, which is an inflammatory eye condition, and it makes my eyes incredibly light sensitive and really painful and dry. So yeah, I thought it would stop my eyes twitching so much on videos. Anyway, I'm here to talk about some oils today. I've seen a lot of people talking about flour in the UK on medical prescriptions, but I haven't seen many people talking about oils, and I seem to be getting quite a lot of questions about oils as well. So I thought I would talk through what I've got, what I've tried, and what I think is good about them. So some of you, if you've watched my first video that I made, know that I started off at Sapphire Medical Clinic when I first started looking for medical cannabis. Sapphire are renowned for not prescribing much flour in the beginning, on the first appointment, especially if you're not very THC tolerant. They tend to prescribe an oil to begin with, and that's what they did with me. But they also refused to ever prescribe oil because I have asthma, which is one of the reasons why I changed from Sapphire to Integro. Also the other reason why, which I don't think I mentioned in my first video, was because Sapphire doesn't do non-irradiated strains, and I wanted more access to all the different strains they have. Anyway, so they prescribed me an oil. They only gave me one. They didn't give me a day oil. It was just for night, and it was an Adven oil, and it was 20 milligrams of THC and 10 milligrams of CBD. And that was to take 1 milligram of the oil at night to help with my insomnia. And it was 10 milligram bottle for £40, which I thought was really expensive. Yeah, it was very expensive. And I have taken it, have used it all up. I was using 1 whole mil for that, and it was okay. It did improve my sleep a little bit, but it wasn't amazing. It didn't fully sort my sleep out. And yeah, basically I changed from, after that very first prescription, I changed from Sapphire to Integro. So the next prescription I got was for 2 oils and 2 flowers. So they didn't seem to be bothered with not prescribing flour, and it hasn't affected my asthma too much, vaping, but anyway. So they prescribed me these 2 oils by Aurora. So I've got this green one, and this is a balanced extract, so it's got equal amounts of THC to CBD, and it's got 12.5 milligrams of THC per mil and 12.5 milligrams of CBD. This is meant to be my day oil, so this is how I've been taking it, and I don't notice that much difference, in all honesty. I think it gives me a tiny bit of sort of mental health stability throughout the day, but it's very, very small. It's not a very strong oil in terms of THC, so that could be the reason. And I'm not sure what strain it comes from either, so I don't know if it's either of those reasons, but I don't find this that helpful. Yeah, so I will continue to use this up, but I definitely won't buy this again, because I don't feel like it really helped with my pain, and it's just a very, very mild anti-anxiety effect, but not very strong. And then this oil, which is the Aurora full extract oil, this one is amazing. I love it. I love this oil so much. This one has got 25 milligrams of THC and 5 milligrams of CBD. Both of these bottles from Integro on the Gap scheme were £80 for 30 mils. So right off the bat, you've got the Adven, which was 10 mils for £40, or you've got these, which are £80 for 30 mils. And I think this is a much better deal than the Adven oil. And it was another reason why I changed, because I felt like the oil was too expensive from Sapphire. And yeah, this oil has been fantastic. It really has. I take it at night. I'm meant to be taking 1 ml, and what's really weird about it is that I literally only take 8 drops per night, which is probably about 1/3 of a ml, or just over 1/3 of a ml. So, and I've been on this dose ever since I started on it, thinking that I was going to have to titrate it up to 1 milligram, because I didn't think this dose would actually hold me and my symptoms for as long as it's been that I've been taking it. But it hasn't. This must be my sweet spot for the oil, and you know, as it goes, it's been really economical, because I've been using it for a few months, and I've only used up half the bottle. So this is not costing me very much at all to medicate for my insomnia. What I really love about the oils are that it's very long lasting, so it doesn't just get me asleep, it keeps me asleep throughout the night. I think they last about 4 to 6 hours in your system, which compared to the flower, which lasts 2 to 3 hours maximum really, this is much more long lasting. If I had to choose between the flower and the oil, and this is probably controversial because most people would choose flower, I'm sure, and don't get me wrong, I love my flower, and I wouldn't want to be without it, and it's a fantastic way to medicate. It's a fantastic effects, but because my insomnia is so severe, if I had to choose, I would choose this oil over flower, definitely. Because this has been what has completely transformed my life. Before I was on this, I would sleep for 3 or 4 hours, maybe 5 if I was lucky, and it would be really broken up, and I'd be getting up, waking up multiple times in the night. Partly because I've got overactive bladder syndrome, and my bladder is constantly giving my brain signals that I need to go and pee, and partly because I am just a chronic insomniac and just, you know, haven't slept very deeply or for very long. But this oil, it gets me off to sleep and it keeps me asleep, and I'm getting 7 to 8 hours, which is just, I never thought I would get that many hours sleep. And I've got an Apple Watch, so I can track my sleep data. Before I was on this oil, there were most nights when I was getting very, very small amounts of deep sleep, and many nights when I wasn't getting any deep sleep at all, whereas this has given me about 3.5 hours on average of deep sleep. So that's the really restorative sleep where you're really in healing mode and your body can heal. And I just feel so much better. I feel like insomnia was such a, it was so detrimental to my mental health, and it was so detrimental to my physical health, that I was really in the depths of despair with needing to sleep. What you do is you basically put the drops under your tongue, because under your tongue you've got salivary glands, and you absorb the cannabinoids through your salivary glands. So you put the drops under your tongue and you sort of hold it there for 2 or 3 minutes, or as long as you can. Just try and get it to absorb, because if you don't do that, or if, you know, for the bits, the cannabinoids that don't get absorbed through that method, they have to go all the way through your digestive system, and it changes the format of THC into a different format, and that format is like almost a completely different medication. It feels very different, and it's very long lasting, but it's definitely a different feeling. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, edibles are great and they do their job, but it's just different. And also, like, you lose a lot of the cannabinoids when you're digesting them, whereas if you're putting them under the tongue, you're trying to get the most you can out of, you know, your body being able to synthesize the cannabinoids. So that's how you do it. And it tastes quite weedy. This one tastes way better than the Adven one. The Adven one I thought tasted horrible, but this one is actually okay. I don't mind it. I mean, I don't mind the taste of weed, of cannabis. But yeah, that's how I use it. As I said, incredibly economical with just 8 drops a day. I mean, you know, maybe one day my body is going to say that I need more, but at the moment, like, it really does get me off to sleep and keeps me asleep. I would say that if you're a chronic insomniac like me, you still need to go to sleep when you're tired, because I've got ADHD and because I'm a night owl anyway by default. I feel really bad fatigue during the day, and then at night time I just kind of go ping and I'm awake and it feels like daytime and I'm ready, and you know, I don't know, I'm much more clear-headed at night than I am in the day. I'm just so brain fogged. I feel like at night time I can think more clearly, and also, I don't know, I just get really kind of excitable, and you know, I want to do something creative, or I get really into watching things or reading things, and I try to, I don't know why I do it, but I do. I just ignore the signals that I need to sleep, because I'm distracted and I want to do something other than sleep. But with this, what I've learned to do over the last few months is listen to the cue that this oil gives me. And the cue that I have is that after about an hour or so, I feel like I can palpably feel my muscles relaxing, but mainly my breathing goes really deep and really slow. And I can just feel that deepening of breath. And when I feel that, that's when I know, you know, to pop off to sleep. And when I have overridden it and ignored it, then, you know, I've been up all night still. So you still need to have good sleep hygiene and have the discipline to try and override any sort of night owlness or ADHD-ness or whatever, and use that, you know, that window of opportunity. But for me, the deep breathing has been a cue, and now I feel like I've got into this habit where I like, my brain and my body just knows that that's the sign that I need to go to sleep. So yes, that is kind of it really. I'm definitely going to buy this blue oil again when it runs out. I would like to try a higher THC oil, just purely for cost really, because I don't really feel like I need the full mill, and well, certainly not with this oil. And obviously, you know, if you don't have money to burn, you're going to want to use the least amount of medicine for you to nail your condition symptoms, the symptoms of your conditions. And this does that for me on 8 drops. But if I was to get a really high dose one, like 100 ml one or something, then I'd probably only need like 1 drop or something, I don't know. The only one I think that's that high, I think currently, is an Adven oil. But yeah, that's my musings on the oils. I don't know what else to say about them. I think that's about it. If anybody is interested in trying oils, if anyone's already tried oils and they've worked, or has tried any that don't work for them, just let me know in the comments, because I think that it's good to talk about the benefits of oils as well as flower, because I know a lot of people don't like oils, and I have heard that they're made from lesser quality cannabis and stuff, but for me this has been fantastic and has really changed my life. And yeah, interested to hear what you guys think about oils. And I've noticed, you know, like a lot of products are coming onto the market, like pretty much every few days. I think there's new products, new companies. So I think it's going to expand more, and I'm hoping that there will be more oils that are cheap, you know, that are cheap and effective, that come onto the market. But so far, this blue Aurora oil is a winner in my eyes. Anyway, hope you're well and enjoying the sun, and yeah, stay medicated, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.